How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top skins this week, and yeah, we're going to jump on right in. If you're new and don't know how this works, all these skins are the top workshop submitted skins. It does not mean they necessarily will make it in-game. You'll have to check out every Thursday when skins change out to see which ones actually did. And of course, we always have a video on Thursdays for that. So, starting out, we've got a Burlap set for you, and this is the military Burlap set. Definitely looks really good. Now, this one, maybe a little too detailed, where people may confuse it with a hoodie at first. I know I kind of did. Until I actually read that it was Burlap, I didn't really notice from the pictures at first. So we'll just have to see. It might be a little too fancy to be Burlap, but, you know, I've seen some pretty detailed sets, so we'll just have to see. But it would definitely be nice to always see an extra early Burlap set going on. Next, we've got some additions from the fish set. We've got the fish road sign gloves and kilt. So there you go. On one side, we've got kind of like a wooden panel over it with some fishy scales, and then the other side actually has no road sign plating, which makes the gloves kind of unique from each other. And then over here, you've got some fish bones and netting, everything you would kind of expect from the fish set, of course. Next up, we've got a snowy set for you. This is the Arctic Raiders set. And yeah, there you go. It's a continuation with the Raider set, and we're moving on to the snow with a potential snow update coming in January or February to the actual snow biome, new stuff, and snowmobiles, other cool stuff. That'll be pretty cool. I don't think any of that's going to make it in this year from what I have been told, though. So some of this stuff might be early, but definitely still very cool sets, and still appropriate since it is winter. Next up, we've got our deployables, starting out with a couple furnaces. This first one is the Kiln Plant Furnace, and yeah, this one is basically made to look like the refinery in-game, and yeah, I think that makes it really cool. It's always neat when people take stuff from in-game and do their own thing with it, and it's really neat to see a furnace with the oil refineries kind of design. Next over here, we have another creative furnace. This one is bottles. So this is kind of something I've seen quite a bit growing up in the West in America. There's all these old Western towns, and they have these cool things made with bottles made into like a cement wall, a brick wall, whatever, something like that. Just in between this, you know, whatever they use to cement everything together, so to say. And this is definitely a very cool idea for a furnace, because, you know, as you turn it on, the bottles light up. Next, we've got a continuation in the Going Deep set with the Going Deep small box. And yeah, this one right here has a little submarine on this side. On the back, you've got the Going Deep. On the side, a nice shark fin. And then if we come up top, we've got the classic shark eating the lady. Next over here, we've got the fuel box from the LED set. And as you can see, it's pretty much similar to the rest of the set. This one has a nice yellowy color. It says fuel on the two sides, front and top. Next, we've got a weapon box for you. This one is the Weapon Lunchbox by Zinc, and it's supposed to have kind of that old retro lunchbox look to it. It even has like little clasps on the, you know, side of it there, and it just has all this cool little art along the side of it. And then you can see the handles on the side. And yeah, it's just definitely very cool. You gotta love that gigantic rock style hair. Next over here, we've got a HazGuy for you on some rug art. This is the Hazmat Warrior Rug by Kiva. And there you go. It even has like pins in it, so it looks like you could bolt it up to a wall or to the floor or something. And yeah, it's always nice to kind of be able to use rugs as artwork. Next, we've got some doors, starting out with this one right here, which is very frosty. This is the It Melted door. And yeah, as you see it melts, there's kind of a crazy skull kind of pattern with some eyes right there, which is quite cool. Next, we have a door that I'm not sure what the chances of this one making it in would be, but this is the secret metal door. And it's not so secret from the outside part, but on this side, it makes it very tricky. You know, it doesn't really continue the pattern, obviously, of what a regular wall would look like, but it continues the pattern of the door, so maybe some people get a second look on it and walk right past, but of course, not like you can really put a code lock on it without anyone noticing. But maybe a key lock you get past. But one way or another, Hulk might not like this one just for the sheer fact of that. And who knows, you know, maybe one day we'll have hidden doors in game. That would be cool. Next, we've got a very mossy and grassy door for you. This is the Hidden Forest door. And going along with the camo theme lately, this one just fits right in. It's your typical sheet metal door from Rust, but it is grown over with moss and vines, which is quite cool. Next, we've got a door that I'm not quite sure where the thought process is on this one, but it is very well done. This is the business door. It doesn't really fit with any themes right now or anything, but hey, if you ever want your door to look very dapper for an interview or something, there you go. Next, we've got some garage doors for you, starting out right here with the Arctic Garage Door by Kemsey, sorry, and yeah, again, going with that snow theme and the Arctic update. A little bit too early, guys, but, you know, it's hard to tell when Facepunch doesn't really have a time to give out, because they themselves want to make sure that everything is done right. So, you know, everybody going by the patch notes, you never know. So, but like I said, will probably be a while before we see the actual Arctic update, or whatever they end up calling it. One way or another, it is still a snowy season, so I could still see help putting some of this stuff in. Next, we've got the I Am From Another Island door, and this one is probably a little too early as well, but there is the whole Nexus thing coming up, where there will be a way to transfer from server to server through traveling through islands through the water. So this is kind of geared towards that. Again, no idea when that might be a thing, but it probably needs a lot more work. But we'll just have to see. There is some testing versions of it on Aux and a couple of staging servers that popped up last I looked, but I don't know if they're actually functioning. One way or another, it is definitely a cool idea. Lastly, we've got an armored door for you, and this one's going along with the desert theme still. It looks very familiar to you. That's because it is themed after the MLRS. And, of course, with armored doors, you've got two different sides, so we've got this one here. And the whole thing is a little bit beat up and dusty, but it's still a very clean-looking door. I could see a lot of people loving it for that reason. Let's go ahead and kill the lights and take a look at our glowing stuff. All right. So as you can see, there's a nice little glow on both of these garage doors. Definitely love this industrial look on this one. Then over here, we've got a glow on this, where you can definitely start to see that kind of face a little bit better through the frost. And then we've got our weapon box here. Light, look at that. Lunchbox just lights right up. You got your little fuel LEDs. And our going deep box over here. And lastly, the furnaces. Yeah, look at that. Very beautiful. Next up, we've got our weapons and tools for this week. Starting out, we've got some rocks for you. And yeah, this one has all sorts of little cave rust drawings on it. And this is the Cave Painting Rock by Legacy. Next, we've got a rock for you with a octopus and a squid. You can't really see the squids on the back there, but you got the octopus here with some seashells and various other things. This is the Sea Rock brought to us by Jin. Next, we've got a set of stone tools for you, and this has a glowing and non-glowing version. We'll be sure to show you that. This is the Rock Crystal set. So there's the hatchet. Let's get the pickaxe out. There you go. Very nice kind of color scheme to it. It's kind of like a sea breeze kind of color. Next, we've got another stone tool set for you, and this one is the Arctic Farmer. And yeah, it's got some kind of like icy looking gems in here with a very snowy look to it. And there we go with the matching pick. Next, we've got some metal tools for you with a Arctic hatchet, as you can see here. And next, of course, the matching Arctic pickaxe. So, very much so on the Arctic theme again this week. Next, we've got a DB for you, and this one is very bright and colorful. This is the Uranium Double Barrel, and it definitely does glow with that nice uranium green. I can't speak. It does not actually glow, I just mean is very shiny. I should rephrase that. Aiming down the sight, you've got some radioactive symbols and some kind of rusty-ish red to the sights there. Next, we've got another DB for you, starting off with this one here. And this is the Gothic double barrel, brought to us by Little Ranger. And yeah, it definitely has a very kind of Gothic theme to it. And it's got very kind of carved silver against that dark black color. Or dark silvery gray, I should say. And steel color, maybe? Yeah, you know what I mean. And that contrast of that bright, dark blood red to it. You have pretty much the standard sights there. Next, we've got a couple of pistols for you, starting out with this Python that almost blinds you with how bright it is. This is the Void Python by Keck. And I definitely love that kind of silvery light blue, that contrast with the silver there. Do a reload here. There you have it. And next, we've got another Python for you. This one is the Star Python by White, and you can see it has various little stars on it, and then we've kind of got a nice silver and black with a little hints of blue highlights kind of color combo going on here. Aiming down the sights, you've got the same thing, kind of like a silver against blue, and a nice star below the hammer there. The next pistol we've got for you is a semi-auto, and it is, again, a Arctic theme. This one has some snow netting at the top of it, and is called the Lurking Semi-Auto Pistol. Aiming down the sights there, not too much going on, but you have kind of like a worn metal against the white for contrast. Next, we've got a Tommy for you, and this one's got a Croco all over it. This is the Crocodile Tommy, and is aptly named, of course. Aiming down the sights here, you've got a little bit of gator scales versus that green and metallic silvery metal there. Next, we've got a custom for you, and this one has a very, very shiny, shimmery ness going on to it, but it's got this crazy looking big old spider on the side of it. This is the Nano Spider, and yeah, I don't know if I would call it nano. That is a very big spider. One way or another, it's got this very cool kind of carved design here in the back of the web and spider, and very nice metallic green. Next, we've got a MP5 for you, and this one has some beautiful art on it. This is the Samurai Handwriting SMG, and yeah, you can see that Oni there in the background, and on the side there, and all sorts of stuff you'd probably see in some really cool Japanese style tattoos. So definitely very neat. Aiming down the sides here, you've got kind of like a teal versus gold thing kind of going on. And there we go with the reload. Next, we've got an LR for you. And this one has some flames and skulls, everyone's favorite thing. This is the Free Ride LR, and yeah, you've got this blue skull thing kind of going on with a reddish kind of flame with some yellow highlights in it coming through from the front. And yeah, there's a bit of a color gradient. And then aiming down the sides here, you've got that red versus the black, and a little more of that flame popping up through. Last in this set, we've got a funny looking little LR here for you. This is the Submariner LR, and yeah, it's got kind of a funny little shark face kind of, or whale, I don't know, fish face going on there in the front. And then you got a little sub going on, and it has kind of like a little ocean thing going all along the whole side of the artwork there. Aiming down the sides, you've got some bubbles and an orange and white sight against the blue and bubbles. And then since we only have one last skin here, no, two last actually, I'm just going to drag them down real quick. And here we go, we've got a Bolty for you, and this one is all sorts of crusty. This is the Swamp Hunter Bolt, and that makes complete sense. This thing looks like it's made out of old swamp wood and carved by hand, and Rust doesn't have enough of that lately, so definitely a refreshing thing to see. Aiming down the sides here, you've got some more carvings, and another pig again. We got him this time, at least. And there we go. And last but not least, we've got an L96 for you, and this one is the Heat Shield by Duck. And yeah, you can kind of see that kind of burned kind of temper look there, the heat shielding, and the foil and everything. It's definitely a very unique looking L9. Like that kind of militaristic kind of, but still cobbled together look. A lot of people, I think, would dig as well. So that's going to do it, guys. Sound off down in the comment section below which ones you would like to see the most and why. And stay tuned here at the end to see the glowing weapons and tools. And we will see you later this week to see which ones made in.